Now we are ready, Paula, to start.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop sharing the screen. So Lourdes, yeah, Lourdes, please.
Okay. So
Yeah,
good morning, everyone. Yes, should I start?
Wait. Yeah.
Ah, yes, so, you have to introduce me. Sorry. Okay, Paula, you're first then.
Super. So welcome, everyone. My name is Paula Rodriguez Arias, and together with Claudia Vivar, we will be sharing this block of sessions. We welcome you to our first presentation of the block of concurrent sessions. We also welcome the audience who is following us through our fan page. Please remember to mute your microphones and turn off the cameras during the presentation. So, we welcome today Professor Lourdes Talavera from Centro Cultural Peruano Norteamericano, who is presenting about effective use of graded listening tasks to deal with a mixed ability class successfully. We'd like to remind the presenter to stick to the 20 minutes. At the end of the session, there will be 7 minutes for a question. So please, Lourdes, you can start now.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, welcome to this presentation. Hope these ideas can be useful for you. And I want to thank Universidad Pontificia Católica de Valparaíso for having invited me and to give this workshop. Okay, so when I started planning the workshop, I thought about something that could be useful to be used not just in online, but in face-to-face classes, because we don't know, I mean, our situation is so uncertain that we may come back to classes, and I think we really need to develop ideas that can be used in either, environment, online and face-to-face. So I think this topic is really appealing for this situation. So I chose this topic, effective use of graded listening tasks to deal with a mixed ability class successfully, okay? Now, in order to understand what my objective in this presentation is, we need to give definitions to be clear, okay, about what graded tasks in mixed ability class is. So in order to do this, we are gonna activate our background knowledge. And I ask you, please, to all of you, to go to Menti. So in your cell phones, please, go to menti.com and enter the code on the screen, please. So that you can give me your opinion. I mean, it doesn't have to be sophisticated, just your opinion about what you think graded tasks are. So what is a graded task? Okay. So here I have my screen. You know the time is very limited. As Paula said, I have only 20 minutes. So I will give you 1 minute to brainstorm your ideas. Okay, so thank you very much. Just 1 minute. Very good. Graded tasks are 3-stage tasks that students respond to be marked by the teacher. The tasks that suit the learner's proficiency. Okay, that's perfect. Stage tasks, tasks that are assessed according to a certain rubric in terms of communicative achievement, accuracy, etc. A task with a summative nature in which the teacher assesses students' learning through grades. Okay, maybe one more. Okay, so different opinions, all of them we can say are different points of view, okay? but I am gonna focus my presentation to this one, which is the tasks that suit the learner's proficiency. In this case, the learner's language level. Okay, so thank you very much for the participation, for your ideas. Okay, all of them, you know, are different opinions. So we'll go back to the presentation and let me show you, I brought a definition, okay? So graded tasks, they are tasks prepared by the teacher, adjusted to specific characteristics of students, language level, learning styles, aptitude, etc. Okay, in other words, in our classes, we don't have students who are the same. They have different abilities, they have different levels of motivation, learning styles, etc., etc. So the idea is that you take one task, maybe proposed by the textbook, and then you can assign, you can adapt and make changes to that task so that they are more appealing to the different groups. And you can divide your class, like for example, in 3. I am proposing that idea that I found also by reading and researching, so that you can give to each of these groups we can say the stronger group that has students who have a very good level of English, the middle level students who have an average level, and the lower level or that has the weaker students. And you use the same input, maybe the same audio, because you have the listening, you know, activities in the book, but the tasks are the ones that are graded. In this case, the idea of graded is to be suitable, okay, for each of these groups so that they feel comfortable performing them. And also they have this sense of achievement when doing them, okay? So that is the idea. And then remember that in my title, I said effective use of graded tasks, okay, listening tasks, okay, in order to make our mixed ability class successful. Okay, so we need to know what a mixed ability class is. Well, because of time, because I had also a mentee for your opinions, but sorry, because of time, I am gonna go right away to what a mixed ability class, besides, I mean, I think all of us are familiar with it. Okay, so a mixed ability class is a class in which you have students who have different characteristics. And that means every day in our classes, okay, we have a mixed ability class because it is not possible to have like a homogeneous class with everything the same. So we will have students who have different age, different learning style, different language level, etc. I have designed this activity based on dividing students on the different language levels, okay? So these are some aspects that we can have, I mean, different characteristics in our students in a mixed ability class. We have students who have different, as I said before, right, levels of motivation, skills and talents in other areas, because some of them maybe are very good in physical education, not much in the academic aspect, but we need to take advantage of that also for kinesthetic students, you know, students' background knowledge, age, language level, learning style, aptitude, okay, etc. We have a lot of characteristics. So we have to deal with a differentiated classroom. And that means also try to use some differentiated instruction. And that is what it is proposed in this workshop. Okay? And so what are the advantages when using graded tasks? All students are challenged at an appropriate level of difficulty and can get involved in doing the task, right? Of course. I mean, students are gonna be challenged, okay, but according to a level of difficulty, okay, that matches their level. So they are gonna feel like, okay, they are doing something that is more appealing for them. All students can succeed in completing the task given to them. Therefore, this experience becomes more personalized and motivating for them, okay? And that is something that is very important in my opinion, because sometimes we have students who convince themselves that they are not good at English. And that is something we really need to fight. We need to try to motivate our students. So maybe using these ideas, we can help our students be part of the group and also help them achieve the objectives we have in mind for them. Now, some things to keep in mind when using graded tasks. It implies more preparation for the teacher, but the tasks can be kept and used again, so that is good news. From time to time, you can group students differently. Therefore, weak students are challenged, and students can rest and do an easy task. Yeah, from time to time, you don't have like to always group them, okay, strong, middle, also you can mix them. And that is also a good idea because students can benefit both ways, like weak students can benefit from stronger students. And also stronger students can explain and can have this feeling that, wow, I am helping also my classmates. And that also helps to develop good rapport, cooperation, and tolerance among our students. Okay. Now, we are going to start with the examples of graded tasks. So I think that is the main focus for me, okay? So we are going to start right away with the activities I proposed. In order to make it more organized, I used Pear Deck. Maybe some of you are familiar with Pear Deck. It is kind of slides. And the good thing is that you can share you prepare like in slides all your activities. If you want, you can prepare just one or a group of activities. I mean, in order to do it more organized for this presentation, I did all my activities inside and I created like 3 Pear Decks, okay? 3 different groups of slides. So 1 Pear Deck devoted for the students who are strong, the middle level, and the weak students, okay? So we are gonna revise these activities, so I hope they can be useful for you, okay? So we are gonna start, okay, with stronger students. Okay, so let me go over really fast, okay? Now, for instance, in the first one, okay, it says, listen to the audio twice and write. I'm not gonna present because I have all my slides here. I have all my activities. So in order to do it faster, I will just show you this way. So the first activity is listen to the audio twice and write the whole text. Is a text dictation. So students will listen to an audio. Now, it could be an audio from the book or could be an audio you record yourself. For example, I use Buckaroo, and Buckaroo can help you, you know, to record your voice and provides you with a link. And also you can give your students this link. So students have the link, students have also the link to access this Pear Deck with a group of slides, and they can work independently. Also, of course, maybe if you want them to check and share feedback, you can make breakout rooms. So you group all your strong students in one breakout room. You assign this individually. And when they're done, after a certain amount of time, they can check, they can share their answers, and they can help each other, okay? Also, you can do it individually. Well, the good thing is that online works perfectly with breakout rooms because students can get the access to different tasks, and they are not gonna see that my student is doing a different task, okay, because they will assign their own tasks. They have to work on their own. So they won't have this problem of maybe criticizing or discriminating that you are weak, you are strong. I think it works perfectly in online. Okay, so this would be one activity. Another one is listen to the audio twice and draw a grandfather and grandmother according to the given description. This is picture dictation. The previous one was text dictation. So they listen and they write. Here they listen and they draw. And Pear Deck has a tool to let students draw. So you can use it perfectly. Then this is a different one. Here they listen to instrumental music and they write a description of a scene that comes to mind while they are listening to this piece of music. And they try to include as many details as possible. This is really nice one because it is relaxing. Students just listen to music and they just write a description of a scene that comes to mind. This is the typical example that you have in the book, right? Usually you have these kinds of tasks for listening, like feeling grid, okay, complete a grid. So with students' help, the students listen and they have to complete all the blanks. And finally, I have this one that implies integrating skills. It is a story. I will make it, if we have time, we will try it. It is very nice. It is Little Red Riding Hood story, but with questions in between so that students can take turns answering and they can answer using their own level. So they are not forced to give too many details and they are gonna have this sense of accomplishment that they are really contributing to answering the questions in the story. So it's gonna be perfect for them, okay? So this could be for stronger students. Let me check, let me show you the middle level. The middle level, it is, you remember that in the previous one for a stronger, they had like to write the whole text while listening to the text that was dictated. In this case, they just have to fill in the blanks, so they have part of the text there. So you see that I am grading so that it is a little bit easier for them. For example, in the picture dictation, you can visualize like the people there and they just have to draw details inside. In listening to music, remember they have just to write a scene that comes to mind. Here, they have to answer some questions. So students have some prompts to answer. In the case of the grid, of the chart, students have some of them already there and they have to complete, but not all of them. They have to complete some. And well, about integrating the skills, I was keeping the same since the students can give their own answers. So you don't have to change there. That would be an easy one, okay? And you are gonna encourage everybody to participate. And then I'm gonna show you the weaker. This is for the weaker students, okay? And in this case, you will have, look, it's the same, remember the text that you dictate, but in this case you have like alternatives that you have to choose, okay? And so it's gonna be much easier because they don't have to write, but they don't have to identify the words. Here they have the picture dictation, they have more details there, so they have like to complete the drawings. In listening to music, they will have also prompts, but they are fewer questions so that they don't feel overwhelmed answering a lot of questions. Here you have, it's a recommendation, you have everything there and you say, but why? What are the students gonna do? In this case, they are gonna correct the information. So some of this information could be right and some of this information could be wrong. So they are gonna be correcting the information. And as I said before, you keep the same activity of the story. As you see, I am combining a text dictation, picture, music, the typical ones from the book, a story. And that is the idea. The idea is to motivate your students so that they can get to deal with different kinds of activities, right? Okay, so let me go back. Okay, so all of this. And Paula, I don't know if I have some more minutes or it's almost done.
Almost done. You have 2 more minutes.
Okay, we have 2 more minutes. So I'm gonna finish by telling you, for example, now it is your turn. Look at your course. You have to, this is what you have to do now once the workshop is over. You have to look at your course book and select some material that you want to use soon with your mixed ability class. Decide how you could adapt each of the tasks to make them easier or more difficult for your students. Okay, but and here there is some bibliography. Paula, I don't know if I can have just 2 minutes, okay, to show how it works per deck. Just 2 minutes.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Then we have 5 minutes for questions.
Yes, perfect. Perfect. So I can, for example, I'm going to show you, remember the weaker students. Okay. So this is how students are going to see. I just wanted to check. And you know what you have to do, for example, this is using Pear Deck. You have to assign a link to students, and students can visualize this activity. This is what the students see. And here, this is what the teacher sees. So the teacher can see, for example, I am my own student. Because of time, I would have liked to invite more people, but it's not possible. For example, I am one student inside. And if I start writing in this part, in this screen that my students have, the teacher is going to visualize what the student is doing. We are gonna try just a little piece. So for example, I recorded this in Vukaru, as I said. So I have this, okay, and you just play it. Sorry, I don't know if you can listen. Can you listen?
No.
Okay. So I'm gonna do it just, let's suppose, yeah, because I have to activate the audio, but I don't have much time. But let's suppose I am my own audio, okay? So the teacher says something like, Friday, 13th May. So students have the highlighter and they are gonna highlight the right alternative. And then the audio goes on, right? What a day. My alarm clock didn't ring. So you, okay, choose ring. So I overslept. So look, and you go on. And this is what the students do. And this is what the teacher visualizes. Look, before there was no answer, but now you can see, and for example, I am Lourdes Talavera, my only student, okay, inside. And you check, okay, students check here, okay, they have all the tools, but the teacher can visualize at the same time. That is the good thing about Pear Deck that makes it different to slides, because slides is more like a static there. Students are working on their own, but you cannot see what is going on. So I think this is a very good idea. You can use this, this app. You find it in Google Store, okay? Remember, it's Pear Deck. Okay, I'm gonna write it in the chat in a sec. And that is gonna be really helpful for you to organize all your activities, okay? Now, well, hope all of these ideas were useful. Well, my intention was like to give you some ideas, because I have been, you know, a teacher for a very long time, okay? I am working in the field for 30 years. So with all the experience and all the things that I have gone through, because I have worked in schools, in institutes, that helps me, I mean, visualize that we really need these kinds of tasks, these kind of activities to motivate all our class. So I thank you very, very much for, I mean, attending this workshop. Okay, I don't know if you have some questions. I think Paula is gonna help me reading some of them.
Yes, we have like 3 minutes for questions. So
may I ask?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't turn on my video because it's already midnight in Indonesia. My name is Maria Hidayati. Thank you for sharing your your experiences on the use of credit tasks with mixed ability class. I'm curious about the way you determined which, who belongs to strong students, who belong to the weaker one, and how would you tell them that they have different treatment for each? For stronger students, they have this kind of activities, and then for weak and middle ability, they have different. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, Mariana, thank you very much. I think Mariana is her name. Okay, so thank you very much for asking. Oh, Maria, sorry. Thank you very much for asking. And that is something that I also asked myself, right? How can you make students feel comfortable in class and not feel discriminated? So what you can do is not to tell them you are a stronger or middle level or weak, that is just for you. You can assign colors. You can say, okay, we are gonna group, this is the activities for the blue group, for the yellow, and for the red. And also, as I said, maybe depending on the objective, sometimes they can be like a strong, middle level and weak students together, but sometimes you can mix. It depends on the activities, because sometimes they need also models. They need, like the weak students need models from the strong students, and also strong students feel motivated when helping, cooperating with their peers. And the objective of this is like to make all of them move. Now, about the way to determine if they are, strong, weak, or middle level, you can use, because if you are in a school, for example, or university, you will have kind of a longer period of time. So maybe the first classes, you are not gonna do these activities yet, because you need to know your students, the level of participation, and also you can observe, they can participate, they can get engaged in different conversations, and you can use some rubrics. So you use some rubrics in which you see the performance your students have, and then based on the scores they can get, you can group them. So this could be one. Now, another one could be like giving them a test, but since this is on listening, speaking mainly, would be kind of conversation. Again, you would use rubrics, right? That would be the most, we can say, effective instrument to use. Okay, I don't know if Maria, if that answers your questions.
Thank you. That answers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Maria.
Yeah, okay. So due to time constraints, we don't have more time for questions. So we thank you, Lourdes, for a very insightful presentation. And we would also like to thank the audience for the questions. Our next presentation is Captioning, a technique to promote listening comprehension through controlling anxiety-related difficulties. So if you want to switch rooms, remember you have 2 minutes to do so.
Excuse me, Paula, 1 second.
Thank you very much.
Can share her mail to the chat if there's more questions from the audience.
Ah, great. Yes, I will do. I will do it right away. And I will write also the tool that I use so that they can find it in Google Store. Okay. That is Pear Deck, you have it, and this is my email. Yes, please feel free to write to me whatever you want to ask. I am an open book for you. Okay. We are here, I think, to share what we know with everyone. So my name is Lourdes Talavera, and that is my email. So you can email me whenever you want. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. Okay, have a good day and good luck to the following speakers. Thank you. Bye, Paula. Bye, Claudia.
Bye, Lourdes. Mariana, Sebastián, Rocío, pueden empezar ya a share your screen and prepare everything for your presentation.
Can you please give me the permission to share?
Claudia, maybe we should stop sharing the
So sorry.
It's fine. Well,
Are you ready?
Yes, of course.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Yeah. Perfect.
Well, sorry.
Well, welcome to our second presentation of the block of concurrent sessions. My name is Paula Rodriguez Arias, and together with Claudia Vivar, we will be chairing this session. Please remember to mute your microphones. Also, for the audience following us in our Facebook Live transmission, do not forget to leave your comment. We welcome Professor Mariana Alarcón and Professor Sebastián Fredes from Universidad Andrés Bello and Rocío Rivera from Pontificia Universidad Católica de Valparaíso, who are presenting about captioning. We'd like to remind the presenters to stick to the 20 minutes. At the end of the sessions, there will be 7 minutes for questions. So the stage is yours.
Thank you. So good afternoon, everybody. We can see that everyone's here, so let's get started. The main objective today is to show you how to use captions as a technique to implement listening comprehension-based lessons as a support for activities to help control anxiety-related difficulties to achieve comprehension of the language. So this is what we are going to work with today. First, we're going to start with our literature review, followed by the theories. Then we're going to see the difference between subtitles and captions, followed by the difference between full captions, which are 2, and keyword captions. Then we're going to end up with an activity, which we're going to need your help with. So with our literature review, as I told you, we're going to start with this one. Our workshop is based on previous research widely related to keyword captioning, anxiety, and other important concepts that you can see in this slide. Regarding anxiety, Wink and other authors found out that watching a video twice, using captions at the first attempt, might reduce anxiety. Additionally, keyword captioning was researched by 2 different authors. On the one hand, we have Montero in 2014 in his paper, Effects of Captioning on Video Comprehension and Incidental Vocabulary Learning. He showed that captioning did not affect comprehension nor meaning recall. Only the keyword captioning and full captioning with highlighted keywords groups outperform the control group on meaning recognition. On the other hand, we have Mahdi. In 2017, in the paper, The Effect of Keyword Video Captions on Vocabulary Learning through Mobile Assisted Language Learning, it was found out that keyword captioning, it was a useful mode to improve learners' pronunciation.
Okay, thank you, Mariana. Now, bearing in mind the keyword captioning and anxiety studies, we must mention the 3 main theories involved in this workshop about the use of keyword captioning in listening comprehension. Firstly, information processing theory has a relation with keyword captioning, listening comprehension, and vocabulary, since this cognitive theory is focused on how information is encoded into our memory. And it also describes the way students filter the information in the working memory. Secondly, the affective filter relates to the student's confidence. The more confidence, the better they perform in the L2. Therefore, if we decrease anxiety, it would be beneficial for students and their development. Finally, the cognitive load theory is directly related to keyword captioning and vocabulary since it focuses on the information synthesized in the working memory. And for that reason, extraneous processing is reduced and the learner is focused only on what is important to understand. Vocabulary for listening comprehension, sorry.
Thank you, Sebastian. Well, according to what was retrieved from these theories, there's a slight difference between subtitles and captions, and sometimes we confuse them. Subtitles refer to the text written in the video, and it is written in the student's native language. In this case, with Chileans, it is written in Spanish, and captions are written in the same language that is being spoken in the video, or in this case, the target language, and that is English.
Okay, we already know the difference between subtitles and captions. So we can talk about the difference between full captioning and keyword captioning. As you can see in the slide, two different ways of captioning were retrieved from the studies previously mentioned. On the one hand, we have full captioning, which has two different ways of applying it. The picture from the left top side shows the type of captioning that is commonly confused with subtitles because it shows the entire script of what is being said. The picture below shows the full captioning with highlighted words, which makes emphasis on the words that we need the learner to focus on. On the other hand, we have keyword captioning, which shows only the word that we need the learner to focus on. You might think that this is very similar to the full captioning with highlighted words. However, the keyword captioning avoids extraneous processing, since the learner will only be focused on the word that is needed to get the whole attention.
Exactly. And now, remember when I told you about the table of content and that we were going to need your help? Well, now is the time. So we're going to ask you for your help because we want to show you how keyword captioning works. So the main idea is that you're going to think and act as if you were a fourth senior year with an A2, B1 level of English, according to the Common European Framework. And we're going to show you a video from The Simpsons. I think you know the program, or if you don't, it is a video. We're going to show you a short video. You will watch the video twice, and I'm going to send you a questionnaire from Google Forms. Okay, you will answer this questionnaire according to what you can see in the video. And this video consists of this short video, and it has keyword captioning. Okay, you will watch the video twice. So if you can open the questionnaire, please. And Sebastian, if you can show. So we're going to give you a few seconds to open the questionnaire. If you can write in the chat, like you're ready. Anyways, we're going to give you a thank you, Daniel. Thank you. I think we're ready to start.
Okay, so pay attention to the video.
Is this cage really necessary? No talking in the cage. Court is now in session. All rise. Nature eyes.
Your Honor, the defense calls its first and only witness, Milhouse Van Houten. Milhouse, did you steal the food?
Nuh-uh, no way.
Could anyone else have taken it?
Well, I guess you could have.
Milhouse, I am defending you.
Oh, sorry. I'm just saying it was either you or the monster.
Monster? Pfft. Oh, please.
I remind you, we are not here to debate the existence of monsters.
The defense has just one more question. Did any one of you actually see Milhouse eat the food? I rest my case.
Prosecutor, your witness.
Okay, now we're going to give you a few seconds to answer, and then we're going to, if you need time, and we're going to show you the video again. So?
Okay, so once more? Okay.
Yeah.
Is this cage really necessary? No talking in the cage. Court is now in session. All rise. Need your eyes.
Your Honor, the defense calls its first and only witness, Milhouse Van Houten. Milhouse, did you steal the food?
Nuh-uh, no way.
Could anyone else have taken it?
Well, I guess you could have.
Milhouse, I am defending you.
Oh, sorry. I'm just saying it was either you or the monster. Monster? Pfft. Oh, please.
I remind you, we are not here to debate the existence of monsters.
The defense has just one more question. Did any one of you actually see Milhouse eat the food? I rest my case.
Prosecutor, your witness.
Okay, now we're going to give you about 2 minutes for you to answer. This is a reminder and, well, an information that in the questionnaire, you're going to find out that the answers are there. So they are going to be shown when you finish. So we don't have to discuss the answers, okay? So they will be shown whether you're right or wrong. Well, if you're ready, please write done already so we can check that you're ready. Thank you. Well, I think we're ready.
Okay.
Thank you very much for participating in that. Continue. I think we can move.
Okay. So now, remember that you were supposed to be a fourth senior year, right? With an A2 or B1 level of English. So considering that context, let's discuss the following questions. The first one, did you get distracted while watching the video? Were the keyword captions useful for you?
If you want to answer, please just open your microphone or write it in the chat, of course. Kind of. Felipe, would you like to tell us why?
Hello, yeah, I can do it. I think that I got distracted by the bright colors of the cartoons. I don't know, the way they were like moving. So it was kind of hard for me to pay attention directly to the captions, only the captions, you know.
Perfect. That's a great point. Thank you.
Someone else who would like to share?
Oh, yeah, I think that the distraction might lie in the fact that we have to switch windows. Perfect. But let's go to the captioning itself. What do you think was that? The captioning. Was the captioning difficult for you, or did it no distractions in terms of the captioning? Perfect. Do you agree with that? Can you write in the chat yes or no? Yes? Okay.
Okay, second question. Do you think keyword captioning might reduce anxiety?
Yes. The same, would you mind? Yes? Thank you, Marco. Try to remember also considering, of course, thank you, Rocio. Remember that you are a senior and your level is A2, B1, and try to consider also that you may be inside a classroom because of course we're now in a different context, but try to shift that. Perfect. Great. Thank you very much for your participation. It's great. I think it's likely to reduce. Yes. What do you think, Sebastian, when you say the timing of the captions?
What I mean is that if the caption is displayed, at least this is the feeling that I got when I was watching the video. If the caption starts being displayed like way too long ahead of the word or of when the word is said, or if it remains displayed for too long, it might, I think, actually distract the listeners a bit. That's what I felt at some points, nothing serious anyways, and I think that probably the effect on anxiety, reducing anxiety would have been higher than the effect distracting, but maybe timing is an important thing to manage there.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's a good
point.
That's
a great point. Thank you, Sebastian. Does anybody else have any comments on that would like to discuss or share with us or with the audience itself?
Okay, so let's move to the next slide.
Yes. So now we're going to show you a short video. It lasts 2 minutes, I think.
Yes, because you already know how to implement keyword captioning during a listening comprehension activity, but how can you add captioning to a video easily? Let's see it.
Yes.
How to add captions to YouTube videos. Once you enter YouTube, you go straight to your account. Then you click on the YouTube Studio option. You click on subtitles. You will find all the videos you have uploaded. Select the one that you want to create or edit the caption. Now, follow the example of this video.
Is this cage... Is this cage... Is this cage really necessary?
No talking in the cage. No talking in the cage. Talking in the cage. Court is now in... Cage. Court is now in session. Court is now in session. All rise. Ah, major rise.
Your Honor, the defense calls its first and only witness.
All rise. Ah, major rise.
Your Honor, the defense calls its...
Once you finish adding your captions, you have to publish your video. And this is the result of the video with captions.
talking in the cage. Court is now in session. All rise. Need your eyes.
Your Honor, the defense calls its first and only witness.
Okay, as you could see, if you need any help using keyword captioning or using another kind of application, please feel free to contact us and we will be happy to help you.
Exactly. Sarah, can you move? So now I think it's time for questions, Paula, right?
Yes, so please feel free to turn on your cameras and open your microphones if you have any questions for the presenters. You can also use the reactions feature in Zoom or use the chat.
Thank you, Claudia. Marco?
Hi, everyone. Well, I actually have two questions. The first one has to do with the factors that you would consider when deciding which words you have to caption. So what factors do you think we ought to consider when deciding which words we're going to put on caption?
Sorry, can you repeat the question? Because I think I cannot listen. Or maybe Sebastian, can you?
No, I couldn't listen.
Can you now?
Yes, it's like there's a little interference there.
Oh, sorry. The question is, what factors should we consider when deciding which words from the video we are going to caption? Would you go for the level of difficulty of the word, maybe the frequency of the word? What would you consider?
I think I'm going to answer first. Maybe you can complement. I think that when you, or at least what we saw in the theory, that you should check first, what are you studying right now? For example, if you are through a unit, for example, unit related to houses, you can use the type of houses. So you focus on that first, okay? So you highlight that, and the rest does not need the attention that much. So you start with that, and then you focus on the rest.
Yes, complementing what Mariana said, I think it's important to consider the context. It's important also to consider what are you teaching, as Mariana said. And also remember that we talked about mainly about the keyword captioning and how this reduces anxiety. So obviously, considering the level of English of your students, you will have to see if you will use obviously full captioning or maybe just full captioning with highlighted words or just keywords captioning.
And as Fernanda was explaining there in the chat, it can also be connected to what you're doing in the class. If this is part of a lesson plan and you're working on reading comprehension and integrating other skills, you can connect that to your lesson plan, right? And if you're focusing on, for example, a topic, a theme, then it means that you can work on these keywords depending on the focus of your class. For example, you can work on sounds, you can work on collocations, you can work on idiomatic expressions. It really depends on the focus of your class.
Exactly, thank you.
Marco has another question in the chat. Do you
Yeah,
think that keyword captioning may prevent learners from accessing the immediate context of a word? This type of background vocabulary knowledge can help learners make sense of the target words being highlighted. Perhaps there are other ways of highlighting a word without losing the context, using capital letters. He's another Marco.
Thank you. Well, I think that maybe you can use another type of... Thank you. I think we have two Marcos, thank you. Yeah, maybe you can use another type of of highlighters, but in this case, this type of background. Sorry, no. Actually, in my case, I don't think it may prevent learners from accessing. I think it would be helpful because of the context. It would give context to the learners. But I don't know if I'm answering your question.
It may be a bit difficult for learners to actually know where the word goes in the sentence.
I think, Sebastian, that you gave you talk about a theory related to that.
Yes, the thing is that keyword captioning is directly related to cognitive law theory, which talks about avoiding extraneous processing, which is everything that is like unnecessary to have when you want to focus on something. In this case, we are focusing more than the context on the vocabulary. And then we are avoiding all that, all the other thing. And also you have the listening, the pronunciation, the word. So it would be easier for the learner to understand our goal, which is vocabulary.
Yes. Thank you for your questions, Marcos, both of you. Well, I think we're running out of time. Claudia, I don't know.
Yes, if there are no more questions, we would like to thank you for this very engaging presentation, and also the audience, the Marcos, for your questions. Our next presentation is Mastering the Padlet application for interactive virtual English teaching. So now you have 2 minutes to switch rooms. And we also invite you to follow the live stream through Facebook. Thank you very much, Mariana and Sebastian.
Thank you for having us. Bye.
So, we are gonna post the video of these concurrent sessions on our fan page. So maybe if you have any more questions for the presenters, you can comment on the fan page.
Or they could share their email too in the chat, maybe. Sebastian, Mariana, do you want to share your email? Thank you.
Yes, of course. I'm going to.
We're also going to show, send you the presentation on the video that we created for you.
Thank you. So now, Armin. Yes. Hi. You can start preparing everything for your presentation now.
Sure. Thank you, Paula.
You're welcome.
Oh, Claudia.
Is it Armin? How do you pronounce your name?
Yeah, Armin.
Armin?
Armin.
Kasabian?
Yep. Paula, would you like me to start or should I wait? I wasn't sure.
Start sharing your screen and then we will start in like seconds.
Thank you.
So is everything okay? Working fine?
I think so. Yeah.
Great. So I think we are going to start now. Okay, everyone. So today we welcome Professor Armin Kasabian from Voice of America Learning English. We'd like to remind the presenter to stick to the 20 minutes. And at the end of the session, there will be 7 minutes for a question. So please, Armin, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Paula. Thank you, Claudia. It's nice to meet all of you. I'm excited to just share what I've been doing with Padlet in my teaching. So as Paula said, I've worked most recently in Voice of America, and now I'm working with primary students in Connecticut. So I'm really far from you in Chile, but I love teaching, and I would give everyone about 30 seconds. If you could sign up for Padlet, that is really good, because when you sign up for it, we can see who's going to post what in today's class. So the quick explanation of what Padlet is, let me pin my video there. Okay. It is a digital board for posting resources and information and audios. And not only can you post information, but you can have students become interactive and write back or record audios or record videos or even screen share. So I'd say during the pandemic, this has been my top chosen resource. So I'll give everyone another 10 seconds. Please let us know in the chat box once you've signed up. Okay, or whoever is there watching, wherever you are, let us know if you signed up. Great, thank you, Sebastian. At least I know someone did it. And everyone else, I'm sure you're in the process of doing it. So I guess I'll just jump into what I'll show you. I'll show you a couple of ways that I've used it in my class. And then we'll give some time for people to practice experimenting with how they could use it. So after you sign up for Padlet, I'll just share this little part. You would be able to create different boards or digital places where you can have information and you can post different topics. So this is where I've been doing a lot of my lessons throughout this past year. And today I'll just show you some ways that I've used it in my class. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you. So I'll just ask for anyone who can write in the chat box, or if you want to write inside of the Padlet that I created, that would be great. I'm very happy that you're here. Welcome, Jenny. So I'm trying to send it to everyone. We'll just start off with this question. What do you want your students doing and learning in your class? So you can see I've created a reflection question, and then I'm encouraging others to answer it. So I'm going to give us about a minute. I'm going to go post it, if I can, even on the Facebook group. Oh, we'll see. If people could take a moment to sign in, and then after you sign in, you can, so I put it in there. Okay. You can sign in, and then you'll see that I sent you a link. And in this link, I'm giving a place for us to respond to a question that I've asked. And the question is, what do you want your students doing and learning in your class? So I've done this workshop with some other teachers here locally in the United States. And what they said is they want their students to communicate more. They want their students to speak and feel happy. Oh, I wrote that. And they also want them to use technology more. So I found that Padlet was a great way to do that. And what I'm going to have us start by doing today is sharing a very small thing in a Padlet that I created, which is what makes you happy. So how do we post in a Padlet? I'm going to show you right now, and hopefully you can do it. The first step is you create a Padlet, which I've already done. And my question is, what makes you happy? So I copy and paste my link. And then after I copy and paste my link, I share it with my class. So I'm just going to jump into how I use it. And then what I'll ask people to do is, I think you should have on your screen, whether you're on a phone or a computer, a place for you to be able to post in a Padlet. So it's kind of like a Facebook wall or an Instagram commenting place where people can post different things. So right now it's 12:33. I think we have the same time in Chile and in New York, Connecticut. So how do we post? We go to the bottom of the Padlet and we have a little pink circle. And I'm going to encourage everyone now, and if you have any questions, you can ask me, to click on the link and then press the pink button. And then you're going to write for me, you know, the thing that makes me most happy in the world. The things, or one thing that makes me most happy in the world is Ultimate Frisbee. That's for me. And then what I'm going to ask you to do is find a picture of your activity. So I'm just sharing a fun, simple way to get people posting, talking, and writing. So I'm going to find a picture of it. I'm just doing an example. So the first thing we can do is, I like that guy over there. Looks pretty athletic. Is we can write and we can post. So I'll reset and see if anyone else posted anything. I will definitely respect the time. So let's see if we have any of our friends who are here with us today. Tell us what makes you happy. I'm gonna just give you time and you can ask any questions or unmute or write in the chat box, but why not? We could start with that topic. What makes you happy? And I'll try to post it as well in the Facebook group. There we go. So that is our first way to use Padlet, is to post pictures and to write ideas. My computer is slowly opening. I've really found that my students have enjoyed interacting in this way. So see how I have a couple people who are writing, but it's anonymous? That's not a problem. But if you want to sign in, you'll see it on your phone or on your computer in the upper right-hand corner. This will allow you to sign in with your name, which later will allow you to edit your writing if you want to, because sometimes we like to edit what we write. So I kind of use this Padlet as a place for brainstorming. And yeah, it's slowly opening. So that's the first way I use it in my class, and I'm just sharing some ideas. So that's the first one. Post a picture, maybe write an idea. Oops. It's not opening anymore. But that's the first way. If you have any issues, the link, I will send it again. It's right here. I'm kind of going quickly because I don't have a lot of time, and anyone can unmute if you need to. If you have an issue, I can see Janice is looking like there may be an issue going on. So you can ask if you need to. Yeah. Okay, very good. So I'll share again. I think that my computer is loaded now. So Claudia loves roller skating and dogs. So does Paula. Oh my gosh, puppies are the best. Javier loves penguins. They make you happy. I'm so happy that you know and you've seen penguins in real life. I guess Chile you have in the south. Maria, to see your daughter happy. Right, making someone else happy. Ariel, taking pictures. And Janice got it. I'm seeing a photo that she uploaded with family and friends, I see. So really nice. And you see a photo, it's not me, but okay, so that's our first way. It's fun, it's quick. And the second way, and I'm gonna just, why not? We can give ourselves a minute here. Let's ask a question. So let's say if we were working on asking questions with, you know, the 5 W's, you know, who, where, when, what, and why, right? Let's say you had taught a lesson on that topic. You could go into the comments and ask someone a question. So I'm coming over to Ariel's, and I'll just give everyone a minute now. What is, you know, the favorite or the best photo you have taken? So this is a way of getting more interaction. What is the best photo you have taken? So I'll give everyone a moment to practice the second way that we can use Padlet, which is interacting through comments. We're all comment pros. I'm sure we have whatever it would be, Facebook or other forms of interacting, YouTube. So I'm gonna ask people now, there's Claudia, roller skating and dogs, very good, to write a comment using one of the 5 W's. Beautiful. Andrea wrote in the chat box about being with her family. So what I do with my students when sometimes they can't access it is I just make a post for them. So I take what Andrea wrote and I just copy and paste it. So that's not a problem. So I'll give you another minute to write one question to one of the people who posted here. Very good. Claudia asked, do you have a puppy? I may want to ask, what's your puppy's name? Maria asked, what is the best event that you have experienced? I'm actually doing a conversation club. Anyone who wants to join, we'd love to have you on that topic. It's the best day of your life. We'll do it with kids Thursday and with teenagers and university students on Friday. So I like that question a lot. Okay, thank you for engaging on our first, oh, there's Denise writing something else. If you're writing a question, you'll write it in the comments. And what I like about this is it's very live. So I can see right away what people are writing. And I'll just say this for teachers, you could go in and you can edit someone's work. So I came over to Claudia's and let's say I want Claudia to add a photo or, give me the name, I don't know, dog. So you can edit what other people do. And I find that that's helpful. Ooh, look at that dog. It's a funny one. Okay. So the second thing I said was you can comment on each other's writing. Now I'm just going to show the third thing that you can do is you can have students who have access to Padlet use it for screen recording. So the way that you do that is when you were to post, these are my students that I worked with in high school, you would press post. After you press post, if this only works on a computer, not on a phone, you would press screen recording. And at that point, your students can screen record any work that they've done. Writing, it could be an article that they're, were told to read. And I find this a great way for, getting our students to present. So I'll just share an example where my students had done this when I was working in a high school, where they had to, present their learning in a video. So I'll just share. I even have a student from Chile here in Connecticut too. But I'm just showing you, this is the third way we can use this resource. I will say that you only get, I think, 3 for free, and then you need to pay for it. But it's still, I find, a very helpful resource. So let's see if I can get this to play here. We can hear what one student recorded. So they're opening up their work. Oh, no escuchamos. We don't hear anything. So we'll try another one. But this is the third way of using this resource. And I think as teachers, we can be creative and use it how we want. But it's good to know that this is a screen recording capacity also. I'll just try to play one more for us before we go to the next activity. Okay. Well, they're not playing presently, but this is what it can do. Let's see if I can get it so you could hear an example. Well, it does work, but right now it's not playing. Okay, very good. Another way that you can use this just as a teacher is you could, where is it? There it is for my adult ed class. For my adult education classes, I organize all of my classes. So every single lesson that I give is organized here. So I use it kind of as my learning management system. And, you know, my students can review the different topics. And what I have them do, for instance, we were doing commands in one of our classes, is they have to, you know, write their work and post it. Someone wrote to me. You got it, Claudia. So what you can do with Padlet is you can have students post their work by taking photos of whatever work that they've done. So I find that very helpful. And it's a way to collect everyone's work in one place. Yeah. So I've told you, we can post pictures, we can write comments. The third thing we can do on Padlet is we can screen record. The fourth thing we can do is take actual photos, not just find them online, and post them. And I guess the fifth one would be related to organizing all of our lessons, if we wanted to, in Padlet. So you can see here, I actually had my students use a website called Live Worksheet and then take pictures of their work and post it. So I was teaching about the difference between told, said, and speak, and then they had to do the activity and then post their work, right? So that's another way of getting students to show their learning, is by posting it. So I've gone over what Padlet can do, how you can use it to organize your lessons. And I think those are the main things. I can just give you a little flavor because I didn't show it to you yet. The last thing that you can do is you can have students actually make videos of themselves presenting themselves. So for instance, I'll just open this one. You can organize Padlets in different ways. So far, you've been seeing the grid format, but I have another option where I can organize it across. So here I asked a group of teachers to tell me what they love. So let's learn. So who could I choose? Because we can just choose Erica. She's going to tell us what she wrote. And then after, she was able to add a video to her writing. See if we can get it.
Hi, my name is Erica Kelly, and I'm the program coordinator at Manchester Adult and Continuing Ed. I've worked in adult education for 20 years. I am an only child, and I grew up in Manchester, Connecticut. I have 2 jobs.
So I'll pause it there and I'll just explain how we can add a video, and then we'll be done. When we add a video, we click, you know, the post button or the plus button here, and we would record a video. So let's see, screen, press video. And what's the camera is for picture, and film would be for video. But what's nice about this is if you've already written something, you can go back into it, press edit, and then you can also add a video to what was already written. So you click on it, you know, after the teacher reviews students' writing, they can click on the work, and then they would click video recorder. And that allows us to add videos after we've reviewed student writing, and then we could present about it. So those are the main ways I love using Padlet. I guess I have 2 minutes left, so I can just show you one other thing. If you're really passionate about making one, I'll just give you the 2-minute version. You would press make a Padlet. So this is how you make it. And they have a gallery of many pre-made Padlets, so you can use other people's ideas. Usually I choose my format. So I really love the grid format. And something that's really important when you're making these is to look at the settings for how it is. So usually it's Padlet.com plus the beginning of your email and then a bunch of crazy letters and numbers. So I'll just share that the way that I change that, it's opening slowly, is you would click on the button in the upper right-hand corner, modify, and you can change the title. You can change the explanation. You can also exchange who has access to it. So I always make my work private since I work with students who are, minors. And I always change my email address, the URL, and I can change my background. I can change the order of posting. So I like to have my posts first. I can add comments. And I can also make this like a quiz, which is requiring approval, which means until I approve it, they can't see each other's work. So I hope that that gave you a little flavor of what Padlet is. And I'm here to field any of your questions. So thank you.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Armin. So now we invite the audience to turn on your cameras and open your microphones if you have any questions for the presenter. And of course, you can use the reactions feature in Zoom or the chat.
I lost my keyboard, so I can't chat.
That's okay.
I have a question though.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Armin. I really appreciated your presentation. I just have a question because I teach globally. I'm a US citizen, but right now I'm in Colombia and I teach online courses in China. I've taught for university and I'm teaching privately now. I wondered, is Padlet a platform that can be used internationally or just in certain countries?
When I tried to use it in Sudan, it didn't work. And I know in China it doesn't work because of
blockage. Okay, that was my question.
That's my answer to you. It's a country-to-country basis, but in the majority of countries I've collaborated with, I've never had a problem, except for those two so far.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
We also have a question from Ariel who says, what are some disadvantages of using this platform?
I like that question. Well, even now in my classes, some of my learners still haven't learned how to post on it. So that's the one. See how someone wrote to us in the chat box because they didn't post. But the other disadvantage is when you're editing students' work. So let's say Ariel wrote something. I can go and edit it, right? But if you're also inside of that post, maybe what I edited won't go through. So it's annoying when you want to give someone feedback and you're both trying to work on the same writing. So that's at a disadvantage. You know, the other person needs to press save, which sometimes students write a lot and it disappears. So that's the third one, is when you're editing work, you need to make sure that the other person doesn't have it open also, and make sure they keep pressing save, which is when you click out and you press save. Otherwise you'll lose your writing. Yeah.
Are there any more questions for Armin?
I guess not. If anyone is interested to collaborate, there's my information. You can email me. I also have a conversation club with students and teachers around the world. We've been meeting for about 5 months. We'd love for you to join us. I don't know if anyone has any more questions. If you want to collaborate between our classes, I'm also very open. That's about it. I don't know if anyone else has questions, but
maybe you could also then post the link on the fan page. So
sure, the link of, yeah, I would love to, yeah, because we meet we meet twice a week and we have kids around the world sharing on different topics. So we just build our relationships. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you, Armin. So thank you for this very practical presentation. And once again, thanks to the audience for the questions. So with Armin's presentation, we finished our first block of sessions. So now you can enjoy your lunch and we will see you again today for the second part of the first day of the conference. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you.
See you later.
Bye. Goodbye. See you. Bye, Andrea.